Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are breaking down the absolutely chaotic and crucial opening act of George Bernard Shaw's classic play, Pygmalion. So, the whole play kicks off on a rainy London night with this one line, this cry from a poor flower girl. And right away, her thick, almost indecipherable Cockney accent, well, it tells you everything you need to know about her place in the world.
This is it. This is the central question. Shaw just drops right into our minds. And it's the core idea that's going to drive this whole story. So let's really dig into how he sets the stage for this massive transformation.
Okay, so we're on a rainy night in London where strangers and social classes are about to collide. Picture this. It's Covent Garden, 11:15 at night, and bam, a huge downpour forces this totally random group of people to cram together for shelter under a church portico. I mean, it's a perfect storm, literally and figuratively. And this little scene, it immediately throws the huge social divide of Edwardian England right in your face. And get this, Shaw doesn't even give them names at first. They're just labels. The flower girl, the mother, the gentleman. It's like, in this world, your social class is your identity. That's all you are. And here it is. This is the moment. A young guy named Freddie, he's looking for a cab, and he just plows right into the flower girl, knocking her basket over and sending all her flowers into the mud. This one small, clumsy accident, well, that's the tiny spark that's going to light the fuse for the entire play. So now we get to the mysterious note-taker. Who is this guy, writing down every single word? Okay, so as the flower girl is arguing with Freddie's mom, trying to sell off whatever flowers she has left, someone in the crowd points out this man, a man who is secretly and super intently writing down every single sound she makes. There's a bloke here behind, taking down every blessed word you're saying. You hear that, and of course, she totally panics. She thinks he's a copper's narc, basically a police informant. She's terrified he's going to take away her character, which really means ruin her reputation. See, in her world, when a powerful, educated man pays attention to a poor woman like her, it can only mean one thing: trouble. It's just a raw look at the power imbalance she lives with every day. But here's the twist. His goal isn't legal, it's academic. This note-taker starts showing off this almost superhuman ability. He listens to people in the crowd and one by one nails exactly where they're from just from their accent. And then, to top it all off, he perfectly mimics the flower girl's horrendous dialect. The crowd is just stunned. He's proving he has this incredible, unbelievable skill. So this unlikely encounter is about to reveal the experts in speech. The rain finally lets up, the crowd disappears, and we're left with just 3 people: the note-taker, the gentleman he was talking with, and the flower girl. And this is where we find out who they really are. So what's his secret? Phonetics, the science of speech. He says, that's my profession, also my hobby. And you've got to pay attention to that last part. For him, this isn't just a job, it's what he lives and breathes. It's his passion, his obsession, and honestly, that's the key to understanding his entire character. And then you get this moment of just pure, perfect, theatrical coincidence. The 2 men realize who they're talking to. The note-taker, he's the famous Professor Henry Higgins, author of Higgins' Universal Alphabet. And the gentleman? That's Colonel Pickering, a student of Indian dialects. And the crazy part is, they had both traveled to London specifically to find each other. Talk about a small world. So Pickering asks him, can you actually make a living doing this phonetics thing? And Higgins basically says it's a gold mine. So you have all these newly rich people, these new millionaires. And for them, learning to speak properly is the last key to fitting in with high society. Like Higgins says, they give themselves away every time they open their mouths. So he's not just selling speech lessons, he's selling a ticket to a whole new life. He's selling social mobility. And that brings us to the professor's outrageous boast, the bet that really drives the whole play. So the flower girl is still there, she's still trying to get someone to buy her flowers, just begging for a little money. And Higgins, he's annoyed by her accent, but he's also completely fascinated by it. And his professional pride just takes over, and he makes this absolutely wild claim. Well, sir, in 3 months, I could pass that girl off as a duchess at an ambassador's garden party. Wow. I mean, this isn't just some offhand comment. This is a direct challenge to Colonel Pickering. It's Higgins showing his supreme, almost arrogant belief in his own science. He genuinely believes he can take this girl from the gutter and, just by changing how she talks, completely transform her into a duchess.
Right then, the church bells start to chime, and Higgins is hit by this sudden impulse. Maybe it's inspiration, maybe it's a bit of guilt, who knows? But he just empties his pockets and throws this huge handful of coins into her basket. We're talking more money than she has probably ever seen in her life.
So Higgins and Pickering head off, and the flower girl, who we now know is named Eliza, is just standing there with all this money. So what does she do? For the very first time in her life, she does something she could have only dreamed of an hour before. She takes a taxi home. It's just a small thing, but it's her first little taste of a completely different world.
Okay, so let's break down why Act One really matters. Why is it so crucial for setting the stage for the entire story? Because this single chaotic act isn't just an intro, it's the foundation for everything that's about to happen.
I mean, this is where you really see Shaw's genius as a playwright. Think about it. In one single rainy scene, he introduces our main characters and their obsessions, the passionate Higgins, the kind Pickering, and the tough Eliza. He shows us the massive gap between social classes, he shows off Higgins' unique talent, and most importantly, he sets up the bet that is going to be the central conflict of the whole play. It's incredibly efficient.
So Act One doesn't just wrap up neatly. It leaves us hanging with this really powerful question. Can changing how a person speaks truly change who they are? It really challenges you to think about that deep connection between your voice, your identity, and where you fit in the world. And that question, well, that's what the rest of the play is all about.